Every night, your cat has the entire house to choose from. Quiet corners, soft blankets, sunny chairs, a cat bed you probably paid too much for. And somehow, out of all of it, they still choose you. That is not a small thing. I think a lot of people brush this off because it looks simple. Cute cat, warm bed, end of story. But the more I think about it, the less I believe that's the whole picture. Cats are careful animals. They don't just throw themselves into vulnerable situations for fun. So when a cat decides to sleep beside you, on you, against you, or somewhere in your bed every single night, I don't think they're just picking a comfy place. I think they're making a statement. And the statement starts with trust. Because sleep is a risky state for a cat. That's when they're least alert, least reactive, least ready to bolt if something feels wrong. If a cat wanted pure caution, they could disappear under the bed, hide in a closet, curl up on the back of the couch, or find some tucked away little nest where nobody could bother them. Cats are experts at finding hidden places. They invented the whole art of vanishing in plain sight. So when they skip all of those options and come settle next to a giant human instead, that choice matters. It says your presence lowers their guard instead of raising it. That's a big deal. And honestly, once you really see it that way, the whole thing feels different. Your cat is not just borrowing body heat. Your cat is saying, in the most cat way possible, I can fully relax here. Now, sure, warmth is part of it. Of course it is. Cats love warmth like it's a religion. They'll chase sun patches across the floor, sit on laptops, steal freshly dried laundry, and somehow locate the warmest square inch in any room within seconds. So yes, your bed is warm. Your body is warm. That absolutely helps. But if warmth were the only goal, your cat would have plenty of backup plans. A heated blanket would win every time. A soft blanket by event would work just fine. The fact that they keep choosing the warm place that also happens to be you, that's where the deeper meaning starts. Because cats don't just sleep near safety. They sleep where safety feels familiar. And that brings in scent, which I think is one of the most overlooked parts of this whole thing. We live in a visual world. Cats don't. For them, scent is a huge part of how they understand comfort, territory, routine, and relationships. So when your cat rubs against you before settling down, presses their face into your arm, circles twice, and wedges into your side, they're not just getting physically comfortable. They're doing something social. They're layering scent. Yours, theirs, the shared little bubble the two of you live in together. That's why cats can get weird when you come home smelling like somewhere else. Another house, another animal, even just outside. You smell different, and your cat notices, immediately. Sleeping next to you can become part of restoring that familiar shared smell. It's like they're resetting the bond every night. Okay, there you are, that's better. Now the world smells right again. I know that sounds dramatic for a little creature who also screams at closed doors and knocks pens off tables, but cats are full of contradictions. They're ridiculous and deeply emotional at the same time. Another thing I've noticed is that cats rarely sleep just anywhere on the bed without a reason. Their spot often tells a story. Some sleep near your feet. Some curl against your stomach. Some glue themselves to your back like a tiny furry backpack. Some insist on sleeping by your head like they've been assigned official pillow duty. And I don't think that placement is random. A cat by your feet may like the movement down there less and the open space more. A cat against your side may want direct contact. A cat near your head may be drawn to your breath, your scent, your stillness, your face. Some cats seem to like being near the part of you that feels most alive and readable. They hear your breathing. They feel your shifts. They learn your patterns. And in their own odd little way, some of them really do seem to act like nighttime supervisors. Not in the sense that your cat is going to karate kick a burglar off the bed. Let's stay realistic. But there is something watchful in a lot of cats. Even spoiled indoor cats still carry those old instincts. They notice doors. They notice sounds in the hall. They notice changes in the room before you do. So when your cat settles into a certain position and stays alert for a while before drifting off, part of that may be habit, but part of it may also be that they like keeping tabs on the environment while staying close to you. It's a funny thought, but also kind of sweet. Your tiny roommate may genuinely feel like they're part of the night shift. Then there's the way they sleep, because that tells you even more. A tightly curled cat is comfortable, but still a little guarded. That shape protects the belly, tucks in the paws, keeps everything compact. It says, I feel okay here, but I'm not going fully offline. A cat stretched out on their side with limbs everywhere is in a completely different state. That's confidence. That's security. That's a cat whose body is saying, nothing bad is happening here, so I'm not wasting energy pretending otherwise. And when a cat sleeps with their back to you, a lot of people get weirdly offended by that. But I actually think it can mean the opposite of rejection. Turning away can be a sign that they don't feel the need to monitor you. You're not a threat. They trust the space enough to face elsewhere. In cat language, that can be a compliment. Then, you have the cats that press right against you. No space, no boundaries. Somehow they manage to occupy 6 inches of bed while also making you feel like you're the one crowding them. That full contact sleep is probably one of the clearest signs of attachment a cat can give. They want your warmth, your scent, your steadiness, your nearness. Not nearby. Not in the same room. Directly here. And what gets me is that many cats will actually adjust their whole schedule around this. Naturally, cats are more active at dawn and dusk. They're built for those in-between hours. But house cats living closely with humans often start syncing up with us more than people realize. They learn when bedtime happens. They learn when the lights go out. They learn when the house gets quiet. And bonded cats often start showing up for that routine like it matters to them. Because it does. Your cat may not understand clocks, but they absolutely understand patterns. They know when you usually settle in. They know when the night begins. And if they keep choosing to be part of that moment night after night, that's not nothing. That is a relationship. I also think cats pick up on our emotional state more than people give them credit for. Anyone who's lived with a cat for a while has probably seen this. You have a rough day and suddenly your cat is closer than usual. You're sick and they won't leave your side. You're restless in bed and they change position, wake up, or stay near you longer. Cats notice breathing changes, movement changes, tension, restlessness, routine shifts. They may not understand the reason, but they absolutely notice the pattern. So sleeping beside you may not just be about their comfort. Sometimes it may also be part of staying connected to yours. Which brings me to the part a lot of people ignore until it's too late. If your cat has always slept with you and suddenly stops, pay attention. Not panic, pay attention. A change like that can mean something physical: pain, aging, discomfort, illness. Cats often pull back and seek solitude when they don't feel right. It can also be environmental. A new pet, a new person, a different smell in the room, a schedule shift, a stressful event, even one bad scare in the bedroom. Cats remember places emotionally. If something changes the feeling of that space, they may start avoiding it. And sometimes the message is simple: I don't feel as safe here as I used to. That doesn't mean your bond is ruined. It means your cat is communicating the only way they know how. Through distance, through routine changes, through absence where there used to be closeness. So if that happens, don't write it off as attitude. Look closer. Notice what else changed. Watch their body language. Think about timing. And if something seems off physically, get them checked. Because a cat choosing to sleep with you is not a random little habit. It's one of the clearest ways they show trust, comfort, attachment, and emotional safety. It's quiet, yes. Easy to miss, definitely. But it may be one of the most meaningful things your cat does all day. So the next time your cat climbs into bed, circles around and settles next to you like that spot has been reserved all along, remember what you're really seeing. Not just a sleepy cat. A cat who has decided that in their most vulnerable state, you are where they feel safest. And for an animal as cautious as a cat, that may be one of the deepest forms of love there is.